we're going to be looking at the Game Week 27 wildcard and all our transfers going up to Game Week 34. 6 doublers, 10 players in Game Week 28, and 14 doublers in Game Week 29. Good day, mate. I'm FPLRoo, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another FPL video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a wildcard 27 team, and then going through all the way through to Game Week 34, and how that team will look in each single game week. So yeah, definitely stay tuned. Even if you haven't played your wildcard yet, and you don't plan to play it in Game Week 27, it's still a very great video, so you can see what players you're going to want for the upcoming game weeks. And if you played it last week, this is also a great way to have a look at the transfers potentially you can make. So yeah, let's get into it. So in goal, I have gone with David Raya. So in this double game week, we have got 6 players, so 3 Brighton and 3 Brentford that are doubling. And Raya does have Everton away and Southampton away, along with the other Brentford players of Henry and Ivan Toney up front. So the Brighton players who've gone for are Estupinan with Leeds away and Palace at home, and also gone with Toma and McAllister. So the difference between my wildcard and this wildcard is I went for Solly March. I just think Matoma is on penalties and you've got more games. Now that, yeah, he's got one, he probably won't get one for another another few weeks. But yeah, I think McAllister might be the better bet. Defence, so Trippier. Wolves at home, really good fixture. Newcastle potentially have a double game week in Game Week 31 alongside their double in 29, and they don't blank in Game Week 28. The midfield is made up of Saka and Rashford. So Saka, Fulham away, not bad fixture. Rashford, Southampton at home, which is meant to be a good fixture, but they've been doing actually pretty well recently. Southampton, they've got a couple results. The rest of the midfield is Maddison, who's on the bench. So my wild card on Game Week 26 had Odegaard instead of Maddison, but I feel like you've missed that Bournemouth at home game, although no Arsenal players got any returns, probably apart from Ben White, that any of us had. I think Maddison is probably the better option, as you likely to be benching Odegaard anyway this week, so you might as well get Maddison, who has a decent game in Game Week 28. And a pretty good double in Game Week 29, whereas Arsenal don't have that double. So you're kind of saving yourself a transfer down the line. Up front, we've gone for Harry Kane and no Erling Haaland. So gone for Ollie Watkins and then Toney, as I mentioned. So Kane has Forest at home. Hopefully Spurs can bounce back and get a win under the cards, and Kane can get a few goals. So I did decide to leave out Erling Haaland, as I'll probably be, well, the move that everyone's probably going to make, and it's probably a good move. Well, I don't know about good move, because Haaland's probably never a good move to take out, but a move to maximise your fixtures is Watkins or someone like that, with a game with 28 and a double in 29. In order, you get 3 games, and Haaland will only get 1. So I've decided to make that early. City have Palace, I'm pretty sure, this week, whereas Watkins has West Ham. So you're kind of just hoping City don't go mad and don't score 5 and Haaland gets a hat-trick. The rest of the bench is Chilwell. So I did double up on Newcastle defence and went Botman, but I think Chilwell looks really good on the weekend against Leeds, and they have Leicester away this week. But he is staying on the bench, so I do fancy Trippier more. They do have a game in Game Week 28, and they have a double in Game Week 29, and that is a little bit better than Newcastle's double. We've also gone for Tyrone Mings, so another player with a game in 28 and a double in 29. Just a cheap way to kind of, cheap player to sit on the bench really and play in Game Week 29, and potential bench boost in Game Week 29, sorry. And then also Kepa in goal. So a couple differences from my Game Week 26 wildcard. The big ones being Chilwell, Maddison, Mings, and McAllister, and also no Haaland. So let me know below. Do you think no Haaland this early is wrong, or is he going to make any wildcarders that get the same team pay? We'll move on to Game Week 28 and all the way up to Game Week 34. So the benefit of playing the wildcard in Game Week 27 over Game Week 26 is the chance to get more blank Game Week 28 players. because it's so near and you can kind of just carry them along, and all you're really worrying about is the blank and the double game week 29. You can kind of go for mainly them players, so the Chelsea players, the Villa players, Newcastle players, whereas you don't need to kind of worry about Man United or even say like Brighton in this team that much. You could even just go with two Brighton midfielders. So the 10 players means also you can roll a transfer into game week 29, which I know a lot of people were worrying about, and why they wildcarded in game week 26 was because they could roll a transfer into game week 28 or game week 29. But this does exactly the same. So game week 29, double game week 29 sees this team have 14 doublers, which is incredible. I know a lot of teams have maybe 12 or 13, or even some teams have less than that. But this team has gone really, really strong on doublers. So yeah, the Brentford players, Raya, Tony, and Rico Henry on the bench have Brighton away and Man United away. So not the easiest game week, but yeah, you kind of carrying them for the two doubles, but yeah, still get good points. Brentford are pretty solid. The Brighton players, Estupiñán, Mitoma, and McAllister have Brentford at home and Bournemouth away, so pretty good double game week. Chilwell has Villa at home and Liverpool at home. So again, two home games are looking really good. Trippier has West Ham away and Man United at home. Not the best again, but Trippier, you know what he's like. He can score free kick against anyone. Rashford and Bruno Fernandes, who is my transfer in. Bruno Fernandes, so Saka to Bruno Fernandes. So normally you'd probably keep Saka on the bench. A lot of teams have been doing. But for me, I feel like you've got the chance to kind of go full in on the doubles by playing the game week 27 wildcard and then yeah, really loading up on them doubles. So Rashford and Fernandes from Man United. You do miss out on Shaw over the game week 26 wildcard that I've gone for. But I feel like it's worth it because you're getting Maddison, you're getting Chilwell, you're getting a few other good players. So it's definitely worth it for me. Like I said, McAllister has Brentford and Bournemouth. Also Maddison, yeah, with Palace away, Villa at home, really good double game week. He looked really good in the game on the weekend and was unlucky to lose that game and not get any attacking returns. As I mentioned, yeah, Tony up front and Watkins with and Mings with Chelsea away and Leicester away. Also on the bench, you got Kepa, so you're kind of doubling up on that Chelsea defence that has been so good recently, and Harry Kane with a single game week. So I think this team can score over 100 points. You're really, really low, like gambling on double game weeks, and I feel like 2 games is better than 1, even if you're looking at Saka, and especially with Arsenal. Although Saka is on fire, their goals are spread. You're not really going to see hat tricks from players or a big haul like 20 like Salah did the other day. So you're not really gambling that much. But yeah, we'll move on to game week 30 where someone comes back into our team. So game week 30 sees Erling Haaland come back in the team for Ivan Toney. And in order to fund that, Chilwell comes out for Botman. So the reason we've gone Botman is there's a potential double game week in game week 31 for Newcastle. So the team lines up like this anyway for game week 30. So you got Kepa in goal, Wolves away, Mings with Forest at home, Henry with Newcastle at home, Trippier with Brentford away, Mitoma with Spurs away, Rashford with Everton at home, Maddison with Bournemouth at home, Fernandes with Everton at home, Haaland, Southampton away, Kane, Brighton at home, and Watkins with Forest at home. So you are going without Arsenal players, which is risky, but I feel like it's definitely worth it. And they do have Liverpool away right after the double. So the way Liverpool played yesterday, yeah, that's going to be a tough game. But we'll move on to the potential double game week 31. So game week 31 is a potential double game week, and this team does have 5 doublers. So you could get more. You could go for a Newcastle attacker. But I've actually decided against that. Although their double game week is pretty good, I've decided to kind of prepare for the double game weeks in game week 34. So this team will be likely to be playing the free hit in game week 32 as their original team is pretty good for game week 34. So the transfer would be Maddison to Jared Bowen, but yeah, this week can really be a punt as you are playing that free hit in game week 32. So you've got Raya in goal, Wolves away, Brighton players with Newcastle away, Chelsea away, Botman and Trippier with double game week, Rashford and Fernandes with Forest away, Haaland with Leicester at home, Kane with Bournemouth at home, Watkins with Newcastle at home. So some really good fixtures from your players. I've decided to, with this wildcard draft, I've decided to prepare for the double game week in 34 by getting in Jared Bowen, who will sit on the bench. But yeah, we'll move on to 32 with the free hit team and the potential double game week in game week 34. So game week 32 does see a lot of blanks, so it's the kind of perfect time to play the free hit, as your original team will be great for double game week 34. Otherwise, you don't really be transferring players out that will double in 34. You could obviously play your free hit in 34, but I think game week 32 is a much better place to play it, as there's some really good fixtures out there for Arsenal, Liverpool, and even West Ham. So yeah, you got Areola in goal, so West Ham at Bournemouth away, Trippier, Alexander-Arnold and Zinchenko in defence, Salah, Solomon from Fulham, Saka and Odegaard in midfield, Kane, Ings and Darwin Núñez up front. I feel like this is a great way to play it because Liverpool have that good fixture. Arsenal have a good fixture too, and then you can dot in a couple kind of differential wildcard picks, so say like Solomon or Ings. So yeah, that's the team I've gone for game week 32. So if you are on wildcard 26 or 27, then it's probably recommended to roll a transfer in game week 33. A lot of people that haven't played their wildcard in these weeks will be playing it in game week 33 in order to load up on game week 34 players. By rolling a transfer, you kind of get two free transfers, and you get the chance to kind of have a mini wildcard by bringing in, say, 3 players for a -4, 4 players for a -8. So this is how the team will look in game week 33. So still pretty strong. Apart from some of your teams are playing each other. So it's Man City v Arsenal and Tottenham v Manchester United. So in goal, you've got Kepa, Estupiñán, Mings, Trippier in defence, Mitoma, Rashford, McAllister, and Fernandes. Haaland, Kane, Watkins up top, and Jared Bowen's still on the bench, but you'll see why I brought him in the next game week. Let's get onto it. So for double game week 34, the transfers would be Rico Henry to Alexander-Arnold and Harry Kane to Darwin Núñez. So Liverpool, City, United, and a few other teams have got a double game week. So this is how the team will line up. Raya, Estupiñán, Alexander-Arnold, Trippier, Mitoma, Rashford, McAllister, Fernandes, Jared Bowen, who I brought in a few weeks ago to prepare for that, Haaland and Darwin Núñez. So a lot of people will be playing their wildcard in the week before and bench boosting this week. So you're probably going to lose rank, but I feel like this is one of the perfect teams. I can't really see any improvements. Maybe you could get in a City player, but for me, with the budget, I think I'd rather the Man United assets in midfield with probably around a similar game week. I'd rather the Liverpool assets as well. So I don't feel like you're missing out that much. So yeah, this is a team I've gone for. If you're still watching and you have liked the video, make sure to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of this Wildcard 27 team. Have you played your wildcard, and will you be playing it in 27? Also, if you're new around here, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. FPL content every single week, and smash a like on the way out too. Have a good one.